My name's Dylan. I am from the United States, a little state called Kentucky, if you ever heard of it. Most people know us from our fried chicken. My physical background, so I was a lifelong soccer player, and then in college I actually joined the rugby club and played rugby for 3 years. So, obviously in rugby you become very diligent in the weight room, got pretty bulky, pretty strong, pretty fast and explosive. But I always had lingering knee pain. They always told me it was hamstring tendonitis, but that's not a very comforting answer. And then I also messed up my shoulder on a tackle, and I'm not a big believer in surgeries, so it was, to me, I thought that while I could use my shoulder, it was never going to be fully functional again. To be honest, I'd followed Vahva for probably 2 or 3 years. I'm kind of big into learning about fitness and on this physical journey, but it's also a spiritual journey for me and an intellectual journey. So I'd followed Vahva, and to me it's all about aligning with whatever philosophy you believe in, and that's going to produce the best results. And while I always did the strength training for rugby, because it's kind of like the culture, if you're on the rugby team, you go to the weight room, you do the deadlifts, the squats, and all that. Undoubtedly, it gets you stronger, but it always left me wanting for more. So when I graduated and I got a job and had the funds, I purchased the Trinity Bundle. I started on the Move 20XX, and I started month one beginner, and elevated push-ups and elevated rows and all that stuff, which is like when you come from the ego lifting of deadlifts and bench and all that stuff, you're like, elevated push-ups, it feels way too regressed, but I stuck with it, trusted in the program, and really I wasn't so sold on that strength training stuff. I really wanted to do the movement flows, and that was the stuff that I found very alluring and interesting. So I did that, but I did the strength training just because, it's all part of the program, trusting the process and my philosophies that I believe in. So, but once I did the full 6 months of Move 20XX, hip, my knee, my shoulder, just worlds difference in quality of movement. How much, it's amazing how getting out of pain will not just free you physically, but mentally. And if there was a reason that I would tell someone to get Vahva over any other program, would be for that, is the joy of living a pain-free life and having access to all these movements and ranges of motion and things that you should be able to have access to. And you're not guaranteed them. You have to work at them. That's true. But it's worth it, and having that freedom of body, freedom of mind, freedom of spirit really will show itself in every other facet of life. So for my money, I'd say this is one of the best, if not the best, programming that I've ever done, and I would absolutely recommend it.